Warm tonight, otherwise clouds and humid. We could see some flash flooding, damaging wind. Low tonight 71. Cloudy day tomorrow. Thunderstorm in parts of the area. The high at 86. And then partly sunny. A shower in spots on Friday. The high Friday near 80. I'm Steve Williams for Newstalk 1480 WHBC.
It's not all serious stuff. Jordan Miller actually thinks he's funny.
And, I didn't buy my wife any true physical stuff for our anniversary. Apparently, I told on myself on Friday and said that I didn't get anything while I was here on the radio. Apparently, I said something because she texted me and she said, "Hey, I heard you talking to your listeners and you admitted that you didn't get me anything for our 1-year anniversary." Oh, man.
It's Jordan Miller, live and local, 10 to noon, Monday through Friday on 1480 WHBC.
Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to Spotlight right here on 1480 WHBC on this Wednesday morning. And this morning, we're going to tell you about a fantastic event that is taking place to the south of Canton over this weekend, the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair. I will tell you, first of all, though, if you're listening on the radio, we appreciate it and thank you for joining us. But you can also check us out on our YouTube channel. We are live there. And also the video will be there a little bit later on today. But just go to YouTube, search 1480 WHBC, and you'll find us. And also, we are on our Facebook page right now. So follow us on Facebook at 1480 WHBC. Lots of ways to get great information. All right, so let's talk now about the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair. Very excited about this. And we have with us this morning John Elsasser and Tammy Schrum. We want to say good morning to them. How are you guys?
Good morning. We're good.
Well, you have to fill me in because I'm not sure about how COVID affected all of this. And is this the first time you're coming back, or did you do it last year as well?
Go ahead, Tammy.
We did do it last year. We had to cancel in 2020, but we were able to do it last year. And last year was actually one of our biggest crowds and one of the best shows that we've done. And all throughout the pandemic, we were very fortunate that we have enough outdoor spaces that we were able to stay open for much of the pandemic.
It was probably good because people wanted to get out and do things. And so that was probably helpful for you last year. Tammy, tell folks a little bit about you before we get started so they have an idea of your role in all of this.
Yeah, I'm the site director for Historic Zoar Village. I've been here since 2015. So this is my 7th season. And the Zoar Community Association runs not only Historic Zoar Village, but also the Fort Lawrence Museum as well.
Okay. And John, same thing. Good morning to you. And tell our listeners a little bit about you.
Well, I actually grew up in Canton, and I went to Lincoln High School, for those people from who remember where that is on 6th and Harrison. But I've been president of the Zoar Community Association now for quite a while. And we're the organization that since, we've been involved in Zoar and have been running this festival for 49 years. I think this is the 49th year, right, Tammy?
It is, yes. Yep.
And I don't know whether that includes 20 or not, but anyway, next year will be our 50th. And we also then, in 2010, took over management of the historic site from, with the Ohio History Connection and run it now with Tammy as our director.
Wow. And, you guys always seem to have something going on. And, just driving through that area, there's so many enchanting things, I will say. But we want to kind of focus on what's going to be happening this weekend. So fill everybody in. What are we looking at? This is coming up on Saturday, which is the 30th of July, and Sunday as well, I believe.
It is. Yes. It's both days. Like John said, we've been doing this for 49 years. It is one of Ohio's largest outdoor antique shows. We have close to 60 dealers in the antique tent. There's also an artisan tent featuring 30 high quality juried artisans, all from like early American life, focusing on Americana, folk art, stoneware, just a lot of different collectible items. The antiques have kind of the same collection values, but they're starting to get some mid-century and different type of collectibles. Have all of our museum buildings open, including on Saturday, the hotel lobby will be open. We'll have different historical demonstrations. There's a wagon ride, there's food, all kinds of activities going on.
Yeah, you might be able to see the ghost of William McKinley there in the hotel lobby.
Does Ida ever join him?
No, I think he was visiting somebody else.
Ah!
That's the rumor anyway.
I like that, John. There you go. Breaking news.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't want to offend.
I know. But that's fun though. But that hotel is iconic also. So I think that's a really cool thing. Where
I was going to say he was actually there a week before he was assassinated, or 2 weeks before he was assassinated. He came down to Zoar for a dinner, and then went up to Buffalo, and the rest is history. So.
Wow. Yeah, because it's not far. We should say if you are interested in heading down, you just go down 77 and get off at the Bolivar exit 212 and follow it over. You can go through. Can take the long way, which would be Cleveland Avenue, which turns into State Route 800. Although
maybe not. I think it's closed right now.
Yeah, the construction going on. Right. So that probably is not the best way. Don't do that, or you'll be taking a long detour. But yeah, use 77. That's the best way. Talk about the artisans and the antique vendors. Where do they come from? How do you guys get those folks here?
Well, the antique dealers, I think they're from 5 or 6 states. I think the furthest away is Iowa. We have a couple from Kentucky, New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and of course quite a few from Ohio on the antique dealer side. And they're really a good group. I mean, we always have some new folks every year, and we also always have a lot of returnees. And this year is a good blend of the ones that have been here for many years. Some of them have been here as long as I can remember. And some of them are brand new this year.
And when we talk antiques, are we talking high end, very expensive stuff, middle of the road? What are we talking about?
Go ahead, Tammy.
I think it's a little of both. You have some kind of more mid-range price items. They have like signage, needlework, little statuettes, things like that. But then there are some big price, big quality furniture pieces. Last year they had an eagle from the mast of a ship, and I want to say it went for about $15,000.
Wow.
So there are some really big high ticket items, but then there's also some things that you can pick up, that are more of that mid range price. But it's all definitely high quality antiques for sure.
Yeah. And when you talk about the artisans being juried, maybe someone is not familiar with what that means. Can you explain that?
Go ahead, Tammy. You take that.
Yeah, there are a couple of people that are in charge of the tent, and they go through and they look at the quality of the artisans and see if it's true to the era and make sure that everything is handcrafted and of a high quality to be in the artisan tent. Like I said, a lot of them have been featured in Early American Life and other magazines, and they have quite a following themselves. Like he's not there this year, but Will Moses is one of the artisans that comes back again and again. There's a lady that makes decoys, like little duck decoys. Her name is Laurel Dobbs. She's really incredible. You got Schooner pottery. So really high quality items, and those in charge of the tent are responsible for making sure that it does fit that high quality, and everything is handmade and hand designed by them.
Nothing from China.
Exactly.
There's floor cloths. These are like painted canvas floor cloths. There's a Windsor chair maker. There's a fractor. Fractor is a German art form. There's a fractor artist. As Tammy mentioned, there's a really very good redware pottery vendor or artisan that comes in every year. Greg and Mary Schooner, they're from Western Ohio, so they've got quite a following.
And this is all under tents, correct?
Yeah, we've got 3 big tents. One antique dealer is in kind of their own small tent, and then, of course, the other tent we have, which is very important, is our beer tent.
Yes.
And that's the biggest of all, right?
That's not big, but it's really good.
We like that. Well, we're going to take a break, but give me the hours of what's happening on Friday or on Saturday and Sunday.
Well, on Saturday it's 10 to 5, and on Sunday it's 10 to 4.
Okay, easy enough. So get down there and spend the day and have a lot of fun. We'll tell you more. We've got a lot more to get to tell you about the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair. We will take our first break, and we'll be back with Spotlight right here on 1480 WHBC.
Sometimes it seems like you're just a number instead of a patient.
The voices of Stark County women helped the Stark County Health Department and Stark County Thrive create the Dear Stark Women campaign and landing page. The landing page on starkhealth.org will help women in our county find resources like affordable health care, after-hours care, transportation, and more. Don't let your health just be one more thing you worry about. Visit starkhealth.org and click Dear Stark Women to make your health a priority.
Are you in search of a job, want a higher paying job, or simply getting ready to start your career? At the Ohio Means Job Centers in Stark and Tuscarawas counties, we help you move forward with your career. We are eager to help connect you to the right employers and can even fund the training and education you need to get you on your new career path. So come to the Ohio Means Job Centers and get the skills and funding to find a career that is right for you. For more information, follow us on social media or visit our website at omjwork.com.
At Cleveland Clinic Mercy Hospital, we've assembled a team of highly skilled surgeons to deliver world-class surgical care. From safe hernia and heartburn procedures to advanced minimally invasive and robotic surgeries, Cleveland Clinic Mercy Hospital is here for all your surgical needs. For every care in the world, get the care you need right where you need it. Learn more at cantonmercy.org/surgery.
The annual Antiques and Artisan Tents at the Harvest Festival returns July 30th and 31st, featuring over 50 antique dealers showcasing folk art, Americana, furniture, artwork, and so much more. Admission is $10 and includes the antique and artisan tents and museums, with children 12 and under free. The weekend has a juried craft and art show, historic demonstrators, a car show on Sunday, wagon rides, and great food. The fun starts each day at 10 a.m. For more information and tickets, visit historiczoarvillage.com.
Friends and Family Credit Union is offering an outstanding rate on a share certificate. For a limited time only, deposit a minimum of $1,000 of new money for a 24-month term, and you'll receive a rate of 2.23% APR and 2.25% APY. That's $1,000 of new money for a 24-month term and earn 2.23% APR and 2.25% APY. All rates and promotions are subject to change without notice. Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. Welcome to the world of Kasasa Cashback Checking, courtesy of Friends and Family Credit Union. It's simple. Stop in and sign up for Kasasa Cashback Checking and start earning rewards that matter, such as monthly cash rewards for simply using your debit card. And there's even more ways to reward yourself with Kasasa Saver, Kasasa Checking, and Kasasa Tunes. Welcome to the world of Kasasa and earn rewards that matter, courtesy of Friends and Family Credit Union. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is a court-ordered notice. If you were subject to the data breaches of the United States Office of Personnel Management and you experienced an out-of-pocket loss after the breaches, you could be eligible for a payment from a class action settlement. To see if you're eligible, go to opmdatabreach.com or call 1-855-917-3567. That's opmdatabreach.com or call 1-855-917-3567.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel vPro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Talking about your burial can be hard to discuss and also can feel very awkward. But the more you know, the better. I'm Pam Cook for the Canton Cemetery Association. That's why I want to tell you about a seminar coming up on July 29th at McKinley Museum at noon. You need to find out what your options are, and this is the best place to do it in a comfortable atmosphere. Registration is required. There's limited seating. Call Tina Walker at the Canton Cemetery Association at 330-494-0641. That's 330-494-0641.
High school sports. This is the right place. News Talk 1480. WHBC.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back to Spotlight, everyone. I'm Pam Cook, and we are talking about the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair, and that is coming up in Zoar Village this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And again, don't forget, you can check us out on YouTube and also on our Facebook page right this very moment. And with me, right now this morning, I have John Elsasser and Tammy Schrum, and we've been talking about all the great things that are happening with the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair. And John, you had mentioned the beer tent, so let's go down that path a little bit and talk about the food and the things that are available to folks who want to come besides the antiques and the great artisan.
Sure. Oh yeah, I'd be happy to. So in terms of non-antiques and artisan attractions, we do have a brew tent with beer from our local craft brewery, Lockport Brewing, here right between Bolivar and Zoar. So we're going to have a couple beers on tap from them. We have food in that area of the village, the Zoar Church, the Church of the Holy Trinity, the local Roman Catholic Church will both have a food operation going. There is a ice cream vendor. There is a caramel corn vendor. There is a French style I think they're called Macron. Is it Le Macron?
Macron.
Or is that the Prime Minister of France? Anyway, and we have them in place. So there's food, there's beer, there's music. We've got entertainment, live entertainment. Saturday, Ren, who's pretty popular in the Tuscarawas County area, Paul Reynolds, and then on Sunday we have Larry Knopf and Dave Green performing. We also have a wagon ride to take people around the village, which is always a really popular activity for families. So there's a lot to do. Plus, as Tammy said, you can go through all the museum buildings. You can go to the Zoar Bakery and buy some baked goods and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, Tammy, maybe talk about that a little bit about, people come to Zoar for a lot of different reasons all year long, and seeing all of the different things that are available there. Great historic place, historic Zoar Village. What other things are there?
Like John mentioned, we have our museum buildings, and when guests come down, if we have enough volunteers, we'll do a self-guided tour where you can take yourself around to the different buildings. But we usually have a self-guided tour or a guided tour. And when you do take a guided tour, you go in at least 5 or 6 different museum buildings. Every Saturday, we have a blacksmith here on site. He does classes. And if he doesn't have a class, he's also in there working and making stuff for the store. We have the By Miller Museum, which is an art gallery. As John mentioned, the bakery has baked goods for sale every week. And also we have our Zoar store, which has a really great selection of items that you can't find other places, including local Ohio artisans, stuff from some of the artisans at the antique store, and then just really great gifts at the Zoar store. There's also a couple antique shops in town and a local co-op of different artists and artisans that is located in the sewing house. So really, there's a lot to do. And if those aren't your things, we're also very close to the Ohio and Erie Canal Towpath Trail that you can use the trail. You can also take the trail to go between Zoar and Fort Lawrence, which is only about 3 miles away.
And as people are, planning their day, they're going to come down there, and obviously they can, come down when it begins at 10 in the morning and, plan to spend the day, because there's food and drink, and they can walk around and probably take a load off for a few minutes here and there and just, enjoy themselves.
Absolutely. And you can always take a break in the garden. The gardens are breathtaking this time of year. In addition to our artisans and antique dealers, we have a lot of local crafters that are going to be set up throughout the village, and some local nonprofit booths, including the local library. We have an archaeology club. So there's a lot of different things to do, and there's benches and different places to sit and enjoy yourself all throughout the village.
And so admission is $10, correct?
That is correct.
And where would folks park if they were coming from Canton down there and they're not familiar?
Well, we have a couple parking lots. Now, I will say that this year we have a little different situation. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has a major project going on at the south end of town on the levee, and that's been being worked on ever since we had some floods in 2005, 2008, 2011. So finally, the project is underway. Actually, I think a lot of it will be done this week, but it'll be officially over in October. So we've lost couple of our parking lots temporarily, but we have others that we're using. So when they come into town, just when they get into town, they turn right on 7th Street. There'll be signs, and there'll be young people there to help them park. And if that fills up, which we hope it does, we have another parking lot on 5th Street. So when you're coming down, I'm assuming, a lot of people here are listening from Canton. So they come down to get off exit 93, come down Route 212 towards Zoar. When they get into Zoar, turn right on 7th Street or turn right on 5th Street. And if you're handicapped, we'll have some parking a little bit closer into town down the road.
And then I would imagine you just pay your admission. There's probably places where you can go and pay your admission before you enter into the area.
There's admission tables near the antique tent, near the artisan tent, and at the Zoar store.
Okay.
And they can also purchase their tickets ahead of time online through our website, which is historiczoarvillage.com.
historiczoarvillage.com. And again, this is an event, the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair. It is coming up this Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Saturday, and then 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday, I do believe. Mm-hmm. And we'll take a quick break for some news. And then when we come back, we'll talk more about the artisans and the antiques and the things that you can get while you're there. We'll give you all the information you need about the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair. It's all coming up right here on 1480 WHBC.
Why choose Spectrum Orthopedics? At Spectrum, you'll find all the orthopedic services you'll need, from digital x-rays to MRI to procedures and physical therapy, and a team of medical professionals you can truly count on. Visit SpectrumOrtho.com to request an appointment.
I'm Pam Cook for Quonset Hut. With better weather comes thoughts of getting outside, having some fun. And did you know Quonset Hut can help you with that? Well, if you're a fan of disc golf or skateboarding, and of course pickleball, they have the latest equipment and supplies for beginners to experts. We know how popular pickleball is in this area, and this is something new to the folks at Quonset Hut. They've got a great selection of items. Plus, if you're a member of the Hall of Fame City Pickleball Club, you get a discount. And Quonset Hut is a cool place to shop anytime. Great gift ideas, fun nostalgic items, the traditional smoke shop, and much, much more. Plus, sign up to be part of their rewards program. For every $100 you make in qualifying purchases, you'll receive a $10 in-store credit. Quonset Hut is located on Cleveland Avenue Northwest at the corner of 38th Street. Or you can visit their website at qhut.com.
Start earning up to $20.75 an hour and have a set schedule. ARE, an aluminum truck cab manufacturer in the Mount Eaton area, is hiring production team members starting at up to $20.75 per hour and no mandatory weekends. Apply now at 4are.com. It's a new city, house, and school for writer in the box office hit movie Sing 2. Come out and see how she navigates through it on Monday, August 1st, when the Canton Palace Theater shows Sing 2 on the big screen at 1. For details, head to cantonpalacetheater.org.
Roar's Nursery.
It's the Roar's Nursery and Garden Center weekly call-in show every Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. right here on 1480 WHBC.
Okay, I don't know if I did the right thing, so tell me if I did.
My dad and grandpa used a lot of 12-12-12. That's a very quick release nitrogen. That absolutely can damage the lawn when we're really hot and humid. You can actually stand back and watch that vapor rise up off of the fertilizer. So you do need to be careful using certain types of fertilizer, but most lawn care companies are using a slow release and should not damage the yard.
Roar's Nursery. We want to be your number one nursery. Roar's Nursery.
Purchase a high-efficiency twin-tank water softener system from Verndale Water Experts and get $250 off the price. A free reverse osmosis drinking water system and no interest financing for up to 24 months.
Verndale's Water Center.
You know the best way to start your morning?
Relax. We brought you to the best place in town.
I'm getting too excited.
1480 WHBC and WHBC.com. WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, they are investigating an incident of an explosion and some small fires at Timken Steel's Faircrest plant in Perry Township. Employees immediately responded and called emergency services. 3 employees had to be taken to the hospital for treatment and evaluation. Perry Fire Chief Larry Sedlock explains that the explosion happened about 10:30 last night. That's when they got the call.
Yes, it was in their melt shop area last night. It did involve a furnace. We were working with Timken personnel there, and it is still under investigation as far as exactly what transpired. But it did transpire in the melt shop there at the Timken Faircrest facility.
The extent of the injuries of the 3 employees who were hurt is not known. And again, as he said, the cause of that explosion is still under investigation. The nation's attorney general isn't getting into questions involving a potential indictment of former President Donald Trump in relation to last year's Capitol riot. But in an interview, Merrick Garland would not answer the specific question about the prosecution of the former president. He did maintain that the Department of Justice would, quote, pursue justice without fear or favor, unquote. According to the Washington Post, those familiar with the inquiry say investigators are examining the former president's conversations and have seized phone records of his top aides. Well, it is no surprise that exercise can help you live a longer life, but how much do you really need? A new study from the American Heart Association found exercising for 2.5 hours or more a week can dramatically lower your risk of death. Cleveland Guardians get the win over Boston last night, 8-3. They'll play again tonight. 6:35 is the pregame, 7:10 the first pitch right here on 1480 WHBC. I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Clouds, humid day today. Thunderstorm in the area this afternoon. High today, 81. Cloudy and humid tonight. Evening showers and a heavy thunderstorm could bring us some flash flooding and damaging wind. Low tonight, 71. Clouds, a thunderstorm around tomorrow. The high at 86. Partly sunny, shower and spots on Friday. The high Friday afternoon at 80. I'm Steve Williams for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back to Spotlight, everyone. I'm Pam Cook on this beautiful Wednesday morning and filling you in on a wonderful event that is taking place in Zoar Village this weekend. It is Saturday and Sunday. It is the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair. If you've never gone down there for this is your opportunity, because I know a lot of folks love their antiques. They love their handcrafted items, and they love to buy things from also some folks who really, believe in artistry and do things like that. And this is all a big part of that. And I'm going to let the folks who are doing it explain it more to you. We have with us this morning John Elsasser and Tammy Schrum. And And let's focus a little bit this time, guys. Maybe for people who are just joining us, we know that this is going to be on Saturday and Sunday. And talk a little bit, Tammy, about some of the artisans that will be coming, or John, whichever you want, but some of the artisans that are coming, what people could expect as they enter those big tents.
Yeah, the antique dealers come from all over the country, Iowa, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Indiana, a lot of different Ohio antique dealers. And they really fun Americana, primitives. Like I said, they're getting into some mid-century modern. So just really high quality antiques, everything from needlework and bowls and little statuettes and tchotchkes, everything up to big furniture pieces. The artisan
signs. Usually there's some real
signs. Yes, a lot of signage.
Sometimes there's some Zoar items, right, Tammy?
What was that?
Sometimes there'll be some Zoar items people bring to sell, the dealers. So that's always interesting for people that are interested in Zoar antiques.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's probably a very good place to get different Zoar antiques and local antiques as well. The artisan tent, they're really high quality, early American life level artisans. A lot of them focus on early Americana, some of the primitive look, but everything is handmade, handcrafted using the old techniques. There's some blacksmithing, some floor cloths. There's a basket maker. There's some hand painted furniture, some really nice paintings. In the past, there's been some leather work. So just a lot of different, really skilled artisans in the artisan tent. And then we also have some local crafters throughout the town that have just different things that they do. Everything is handcrafted though, or handmade. We have a local nursery going in our garden house, Shady Grove Nursery, and also the Tuscarawas County Art Guild will also be on site with the local artists there in different mediums like watercolors and oils and stuff like that.
And as you go to the website and you can take a look at a lot of the stuff. Also, you guys have a Facebook page where people can go and check out all of the things that'll be under the artisan's tent at the Zoar Harvest Festival. But these are items that they talk about the artisans that come here being, renowned across the country. And so is this event, not only because of its longevity, but because of the people who come, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, we have dealers, particularly on the antique side, because it's been such a long tradition that, just really want to get into the show. And as soon as there's an opening, they do. And same thing with the artisans. They're carefully selected. We said they're juried. And so, yeah, there's a list of people that want to come into the show. And it is known certainly on the eastern side of the United States. A very important point we haven't talked about is the weather forecast is fantastic.
Yes.
And so, the Zoarites were very religious people, and maybe God is still blessing us. And so it looks like, we're going to have really beautiful weather, not hot. It's going to be, partly sunny. I'm not doing your weather forecast for you, Pam, but
that's all right.
Both Saturday and Sunday look good. So, when you have an event like this, one of the things you always hope for is good weather, and we're going to have it this weekend. So that's great.
Yeah. And I'm going to knock on wood here. I'm not going to jinx anything, but if in fact it would rain or something, it is rain or shine, correct?
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah. It's under tent. And I mean, again, everything's under tent. So it's in Zoar's a small place. So, you can get around pretty quickly if you have to have an umbrella, but again, we're not going to need that this weekend anyway, but you never know.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You always like to be nice for people to be able to walk around. And again, I will say to those folks, if you're coming from Canton, you're going to head south on 77. You'll get off at the Bolivar exit. You'll hang a left and follow 212 to the east. And you can't miss it. You'll literally run right into it. But and there's just so much for folks to see and do. And again, this is coming up on both Saturday and Sunday, and admission is $10. Let's talk about the antiques. I mean, we're talking about the artisans, which, that tends to attract people because it's things that are unique and different, and they see, something that was created by someone, but boy, the antiques are a whole special thing as well, correct?
Oh yeah, as Tammy said, we have. I'm going to say you can spend anywhere from maybe $5, certainly $10 on something, but you can spend 15 or 20,000 maybe on a painted cupboard from the early 1800s or something. So there's really there's something there for everybody. There's one particular dealer that comes from Western Pennsylvania, and he always has a great selection of signs. Some people love to have signs, either in their house or on their patio, and so he's got some antique signs that are interesting. There's usually some nice toys. One individual, I know he's here this year, whether again, every year they bring new things, but he's had some, great truck toys, for people that collect those. I don't think I've ever seen much in the way of, model railroad model railroads, but just about everything else, stuffed animals, prints, paintings, furniture, textiles. I think, there's something there for almost everybody that, if you like things that are anywhere from, let's say, maybe 60 years old to 200, something like that. So,
yeah. And that's this area of the country, and, Northeast Ohio and Stark and Tuscarawas County areas, that history is a really important thing. And so this obviously falls right into that, as it would in Zoar Village. But what would you say is the most favorite thing people come for? I mean, it's been going on for 49 years. They're obviously coming back for something. Is it something different for everyone?
I think it is. Although, one of the things is that I think the antiques certainly are a big draw on Saturday morning, because people want to get in and see what's there and maybe buy early, or, buy as soon as they can. I would suggest if you want to get there early, get in around 9 o'clock on Saturday and get in line. Or as Tammy said, buy a ticket, in advance, and you won't have to stand in line. You'll just get a wristband and move right in. So yeah, I'd say the antiques are the big draw. Over the years, this festival started out, it was called Separatist Days, because the Zoar, actually the official name of the Zoarites were the Society of Separatists of Zoar, and so when they started the festival or the event back in whatever that would be 49 years ago, it was called Separatist Day, and then we morphed into Harvest Festival to celebrate or recognize the harvest of I think it was winter wheat or the early wheat in Zoar, and over time we've kind of again morphed a little bit more just to emphasize the fact that it is really a high quality antiques and high quality artisan show. There are things for everybody: the wagon ride, the going through the museum, the food, the brew. But again, it is one of the best antiques and artisan events I'd say in Northeast Ohio, maybe Eastern Ohio.
And I would say also that that area, not that it has not been, but it continues to be and continues to grow for tourists to come down. You were talking about Lockport Brewery. That's people come down there. They go to the golf course now that they know it's going to stay a golf course. And, it's just that whole area. Everybody comes down for a lot of different events throughout the year. And this has to be one of the bigger ones on the map, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. And one of the nice things, too, is it's right around the Hall of Fame. In fact, we used to be the first full weekend of August, and that was pretty good because in the old days, the Hall of Fame alternated their week a bit, and so some weeks we were on the same weekend as the Hall of Fame, and some weekends we weren't. But over the last few years, as the Hall of Fame has grown and grown, one of the issues we had was that our dealers, our antique dealers, and our artisans, and even visitors, they couldn't find any hotel rooms.
Yes.
So we made a decision, I think in 2018 or 2019, to move it to the last weekend of July. I talked to some folks I knew at the Hall of Fame and said, "Do you think we're safe doing that?" And they said, "Yeah." And so, we're the weekend before the Hall of Fame, which is a good opportunity because, people are starting to come into Canton for the Hall of Fame. The Balloon Fest, I believe, is on Sunday night. And so certainly if you're in Canton for the Hall of Fame, or if you, want to do something besides the Hall of Fame the weekend before, come down to Zoar and see our antiques, artisans, and food and beer.
There are some people that like to get out of town.
That's true.
Because of all the visitors. But yes, and like you said, the Balloon Fest actually is all weekend long too. So that I know a lot of people like to when they get out and do stuff for the weekend, they like to make it a day-long thing, and this is the perfect opportunity for them to do that. So again, Tammy, mention the hours and how much it costs and where people can go and buy online.
Yeah, on Saturday it is 10 to 5. On Sunday, you can go to our website at historiczoarvillage.com and buy your tickets ahead of time.
All right, we'll take our last break and we'll come back for our final segment and finish up, and we'll give you all the information you need about Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Faire. We're doing that today on Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
This is Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Tomorrow.
We fight for great public schools for every child because we know a high-quality public education is the foundation of a strong democracy. The future of our state and our country depends on it. As Ohioans head back to the polls next week to complete primary voting, OEA encourages all registered voters to turn out and make your voices heard.
Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Looking for a new water softener system? Call the experts at Verndale Water. You'll find affordable prices to fit any budget with no interest financing for up to 24 months. Call Verndale Water experts and let our family give your family clean, clear, great tasting water. We've been doing it for over 60 years. Call or visit verndalewater.com.
Tap into Verndale's Water Center. Tap into
The annual Antiques and Artisan Tents at the Harvest Festival returns July 30th and 31st, featuring over 50 antique dealers showcasing folk art, Americana, furniture, artwork, and so much more. Admission is $10 and includes the antique and artisan tents and museums, with children 12 and under free. The weekend has a juried craft and art show, historic demonstrators, a car show on Sunday, wagon rides, and great food. The fun starts each day at 10 a.m. For more information and tickets, visit historiczoarvillage.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Ayama at Park Ford. Is a low credit score or bad credit preventing you from getting a vehicle? Well, at Park Ford in Talmadge, we don't care about either one. We don't look at your past, just your future. We want the financial regardless of your past credit history. This month, we are waiving down payments on new and used vehicles, and with interest rates as low as 1.9%, imagine what you could qualify for. So see you soon at Park Ford where you're approved. We're at 400 West Avenue in Talmadge or at parkfordonline.com.
Hey guys, JT sitting here with Samuel Rinaldi, Paramount Elite ICS. Man, what a windstorm that was.
You're telling me, JT, as we sit in the house, we hear the weather wreaking havoc outside, and we think now is the time to invite Team Paramount out to the house to not only inspect from this recent windstorm, but to give us peace of mind. Call for a free property inspection, 330-842-9181, or check us out on the web at ParamountEliteOH.com. ParamountEliteOH.com.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
Man, I slept.
New ZzzQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before.
I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
Roar's Nursery.
It's the Roar's Nursery and Garden Center weekly call-in show every Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. right here on 1480 WHBC.
Okay, I don't know if I did the right thing, so tell me if I did.
My dad and grandpa used a lot of 12-12-12. That's a very quick release nitrogen. That absolutely can damage the lawn when we're really hot and humid. You can actually stand back and watch that vapor rise up off of the fertilizer. So you do need to be careful using certain types of fertilizer, but most lawn care companies are using a slow release and it should not damage the yard.
Roar's Nursery. We want to be your number one nursery. Roar's Nursery.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
All right, again, it is a Spotlight here on 1480 WHBC. Check us out on our YouTube channel. Just subscribe and you'll get all the information about all of the wonderful videos that we do. And also follow us on Facebook at 1480 WHBC. You can check out this entire interview there today as well. It is the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair. And I have with me this morning John Elsasser and Tammy Schrum. We've been talking about all the wonderful things that will be happening this weekend in Zoar Village. It'll be Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. And it is a $10 admission fee. And John, what do the proceeds go for when you guys have this event?
Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, we're a nonprofit organization, the Zoar Community Association, and as I mentioned, we've been running the historic site for the state of Ohio since 2010, but we've actually been in operation since the 60s. I think we're 55 years or so. And our mission has always been to help preserve and promote Zoar. And so when we have an event like this, we're raising money for the preservation and the operation of the museum and the historic buildings. We're obviously fulfilling our mission of getting people down to Zoar to learn about it. And so, we have a number of events per year, but this is our biggest one every year, and it's an important one for us. So one thing I'll mention, Tammy mentioned this, and I just want to follow up. I think probably everybody knows people are hard to find as employees and everything else. And one of the things that people are hard to find are volunteers. Mm-hmm. So if there's anybody out there in radio land there that is always wanted to dress up like a Zoarite or just wants to come down for one of these events and work, like, sell tickets. I mean, it's a little too late for this event, but certainly we have others. And so if there's anybody out there interested in being a Zoar volunteer in some fashion and helping us with our mission, please give us a call or go to our website. I guess that's the best place to get information and send us a message. The other thing I'll mention, Tammy mentioned this also, and that is the Zoar store, which we sell tickets for for admission. There'll be tickets for the event there. But the Zoar store is a great store. It's not, your typical museum store, which, just has, things from the museum. And we have obviously a lot of books about Zoar and local history, but we also have all sorts of handcrafted items. Some of the artisans that come to the event, actually, we sell their items in the store, like the Schooners, the Redware, Will Moses, who makes puzzles. And so, again, if you need a gift for somebody and you want it to be from the area, I would suggest come down to the Zoar store and buy something there. And that also helps us fulfill our mission.
Mm-hmm. When is the Zoar store open?
Tammy?
Yes, we are open Wednesday through Saturday from 10 to 5, and then Sundays from 12 to 5. And you can also online on our website, historiczoarvillage.com. We do have an online store that you can purchase items there, and we can ship them out to you.
And also when it comes to looking at the antiques or going into the tent and looking at all the wonderful things from the artisans, we're talking about shopping, and that's a great, wonderful thing. But do you have the opportunity to talk to the artisans and find out if there's other things they do or things like that? I mean, do you have a chance to chat with them?
I think absolutely. Maybe not right at 10 o'clock when everyone's first going into the tents, but definitely through the later morning and into the afternoon. And I know quite a few people, especially on the artisan side, that have done specially commissioned pieces for their home based on what the artisans have. So there's definitely an opportunity to chat with them, talk about their craft, how they started, that sort of thing. And they all have very interesting stories, and it's interesting to see photos of their workshops and them at work too. So yeah, there's definitely an opportunity to chat with the artisans, and they're always more than happy to do so.
And I would imagine that it is different every year. I believe John mentioning that, or you mentioning that last half hour. But if you came down last year, it shouldn't stop you from coming down this year.
That's correct. Yes. The antiques are always changing, and even the artisans, most of them are not production artisans. So even if it's schooners and their redware, every single piece is differently made and handcrafted. So there's definitely something different going on every year.
And again, maybe mention the types of things that the artisans bring along, so that folks who are just tuning in will understand what they'll find when they go to the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair.
Yeah, they have a number of different items in the artisan tent, everything from baskets to floor cloths to little things to set on your mantle. There's some leather work, some paintings, pottery, furniture, just a little bit of everything to help decorate your home. And that really kind of early Americana kind of a style are what most of the artisans are, but they can definitely probably do a custom piece if that's not exactly your aesthetic.
Yeah, there's an artist from near the Cambridge, Ohio area, and he Don Noyes, and he carves birds, and they're not, some of them are very whimsical, so they fit into both modern and I'll say traditional decor. We have a furniture maker from Indiana, Don Coble. In fact, Dan Coble, Don Noyes and his wife Janie, and Dan Coble and his wife Marlene are the chief organizers of this artisan group. And Don again carves these wooden birds, and Dan makes beautiful wooden furniture. A lot of it is either finished or hand painted, and so there's some fantastic items there that they bring.
And as we head out, wrap up by letting folks know food, drink, that's available.
Yes, we will have a beer tent with Lockport Brews. We will have food from a couple local churches. So you're also, when you buy food from them, you're supporting those churches, and that's always good for their mission and finances. And we have a wagon ride for people to ride through town. There's ice cream. There will be cookies. There will be caramel corn. So I think there's something there for everybody.
And ice cream.
And good weather.
And good weather. That's it. We love it. All right, so that's coming up. Again, it's the Zoar Antique Show and Artisan Fair coming up this this Saturday and Sunday. And of course, Saturday is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., $10 admission. And I appreciate you guys coming on. John and Tammy, thank you so much for sharing all the information today.
Thanks,
Thank
Pam.
you.